welcome back for Game 2 of Chicken Nuggets versus the Savage Desperados. We are in Ascension eSports Elder League Season 3. Once again, I'm SuruStorm, casting here alongside the one, the only Stretch. How'd the break go for you, mate?
I sat here and waited, dude. I didn't do anything special. I probably should have gotten some water, but you know what? You're doing all the heavy lifting today. I get to sit back, relax, observe some League of Legends, and just comment about how saucy things are.
Yeah, and saucy it has been, and the band's not really sticking to that trend. Fairly standard across the board. A little bit of a Caitlyn ban going through, Quantum Lightning getting under their skin a little in the last game, and a Warwick ban coming out there. Not too interested in fighting that again. And a lot of changes coming through to the draft already.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they're still putting priority on this Nunu ban over something like the Reader Rabbit Rakan ban, because he is so comfortable in that pickup. I'd expect them to at least want to put some pressure to take it away from him, but it looks like they're just going to leave it wide open, and I expect to see it fairly early in the draft because Reader is so comfortable there.
Yeah, for sure. And now both mid laners picked right off the board, and Venier once again on the Jarvan.
Yep, great pickup, a lot of front-loaded CC there, and the thing that is about Jarvan is you don't even really need to hit the knock-up in the late game. As long as you Cataclysm a front target, you're going to just allow your team to lay into that person. So if Chicken Nuggets does not pick up a heavy tank in their jungle role, they're going to be really vulnerable to that CC.
Yeah, for sure. The Jarvan ult, powerful tool, like you're bringing up. If they have flash, they gotta burn it. If they don't have flash, they're dead, and no matter what, they take a crap load of damage. Not a fun time for anyone who's stuck in that situation.
Yep. Definitely true. It looks like they're going to get Penguin on a J4 pickup in the top lane. Continuing on that top lane pressure, they just say, hey, if you're going to go ahead and really be susceptible to the amount of aggression that he was able to lay down with the Renekton, imagine what we could do with something that scales a little bit harder into late game, like a Jace. And it looks like, Savage Desperado is going to respond with that range damage by picking up the Gnar.
Yeah, a lot of faith from Chicken Nuggets with their top laner Penguin, which is well placed after the way he performed last game, making the TP play to turn around the game, and just having a lot of lane dominance and showcasing good mechanics the entire game.
Yeah, and the thing that really shined for me from Penguin is just the awareness, the map awareness he's got to perform the TP, because like I was saying at the post-game analysis a couple of minutes ago, the Penguin TP set the tone for the entirety of the rest of the game. Had he not made that play there, it would have been a completely different match.
Yeah, up until then, it had been more the match that we were expecting, where Savage Desperados, they were playing to their win conditions pretty safely. Things were going according to plan. They seemed to have the better pick if things were to shake out more evenly, or the better comp if things shook out more evenly. That TP just flipped everything on its head.
Yep. And one thing that I will touch on here is Mystical Rogue, very comfortable on this Gnar in the top lane, so hopefully he can get his team set up with some fantastic ultimates, get some lockup going on, but there's so much mobility available when you get the Jace in your composition that these guys can definitely stay out of range fairly easily. Like I was saying before, it's up to that Jarvan to catch any target. It doesn't matter if you hit the ultimate on multiple people, you've got to trust the damage that your backline's able to do. Just get tanky, land the Cataclysm, and try to lock someone up. Either that or burn the flash, reset it, and come back a couple seconds later.
For sure. And no, the Chicken Nuggets banning out the Rakan like you were suggesting, and not able to get a fifth ban in there, but the bans from Savage Desperados make me wonder if Penguin is secretly an Aatrox one trick.
Aatrox is actually a very strong champion when played correctly. I've played quite a bit of it myself. As long as you don't get yourself too pigeonholed in the mentality that you need to be going lifesteal, especially considering that his third hit healing actually procs on percent missing life rather than actual AD. He is a huge lane bully if you get yourself one or two early game kills. So I don't know if Penguin plays it, but it's a fantastic option if you do like playing those bruisery, sustaining top laners.
Yeah, true enough, as Kickus was showing. And now, Chicken Nuggets, they liked the way that bot lane played out last time, liked the things it did, and the way that their team played it out. TSM Loose Cannon had good damage. Mimikyu was there. And yeah, now they've completely swapped up the top side of their map, with Olaf being their only real front loaner. Front line, quite aggressive. And now Vayne onto Quantum Lightning.
Yeah, and that's an interesting pickup. I don't know how I feel about this one. They weren't able to bring the win home with the Caitlyn pick, and they just say, you know what, let's pick something a little bit shorter range and more susceptible to ganks. And so they just pick up the Vayne for Quantum Lightning. Karma, a lot of mobility available there to get Vayne out of sticky situations, but not nearly the amount of protection that like a Rakan can offer, just because the amount of knockups that he's got. And past level 6, you get the charm capability to just pull people away from your AD carry as well. So they do trade off a little bit of that peel for a little bit more lane pressure on their support, but I don't think this lane's really concerned about how much damage you can deal to your enemy. It's all about being able to get in there for one singular fight and burst down this Soraka. If you don't take Soraka down completely, or at least cripple her to a fact that she's not even safe going in for a Starfall, she's just going to continually throw down Qs until one connects and then heal up TSM loose cannon. So you've got to make sure that you've got an engage that really works for you there.
Yeah, for sure. The secret to Soraka is the one time where you really, really, really want to focus the support. And I've got to say, I'm pretty disappointed in Savage Desperados. They were one Poppy support away from a wallbang comp.
That's true.
Yeah, so now the spectator delay coming through, which is our 3 minutes of designated memeage.
Yeah.
What do you got fresh off the platter today, Stretch?
I don't know, in terms of memes, or like, I don't know what you're asking me here. But, this is a term that I'm not familiar with. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just not hip to the kids' jive anymore.
It could just be one of my freakish Canadian things.
Maybe
man.
that's
Who
what
knows?
it is. I'm assuming you're asking me what I've got going on in my life. Is that?
I was actually asking if you've got any fresh memes, but what is going on?
Oh, okay,
in your life,
never
man?
mind.
How
you
are
know
you
what?
Doing?
I don't bank memes like other people. Maybe I need like a meme storage location that can accrue interest over time, and then in 10 to 20 years from now, I'll crack it open and be like, yeah, I can retire on these memes. These are good memes.
You're just saying you're not getting younger, right?
It's true. I know. I gotta start thinking about
now.
my internet future. If I don't start saving memes now, who is going to pay for my kids' meme college?
The question that's just screwing over all millennials, man.
I know. All right, so I actually do like to spend this time analyzing compositions a little bit here, because I think there's some interesting interactions going on. One of the things that I see happening here is there's no flash available on Olaf, so he's the prime target for the J4 Cataclysm, and I feel like if he's just not really hesitant with how he positions himself, he's just going to get Cataclysmed by Vanir the entirety of the game, and it's going to be free kills for Savage Desperados. But we'll see how it goes on, because I've made predictions in the past with this team already, and they've already been thrown out the window due to the fact that Penguin will just do some crazy TBs and get early game kills, or maybe Olaf just shows up bottom lane and arrow goes down, he just dives turret and kills both Rita Rabbit and Quantum Lightning. I don't know what's going to happen, but I will say this, no flash on this Olaf against the J4 is just going to be setting yourself up for a hard time.
Yep, the one weakness of CC he has is, sadly, unlike our new and fabulous edgelord coming soon,
yeah, dude.
He cannot get through walls.
Yeah. Oh man, I was actually considering that wall walking move would be a great move for Nocturne if they were ever going to update him, but they decided to just slap it on a new champion. I can respect that, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. It would have been, would have fit well into his theme and overall kind of jump scare nature that they kind of tried to go through with his first iteration. I can, like, playing AD carry, that would be terrifying, sitting in a bush, feeling safe, having vision all around me, and then suddenly just the dark terror comes out of the wall next to me. Yeah, that's
exactly like you're sitting
that's some
in
Stranger Things crap right there that I don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole.
You're playing bot lane red side, and you're like, all right, I guess I'll just push up a little bit, and then out from the corner where Zach usually jumps over, you just see Nocturne walk through with his shield ready to go and just a fear ready to walk you towards the enemy team. And it's like, oh no, not like this. Now I've got to immediately try to get out of this situation. So I thought it would have been a great option for Nocturne, but you know what? New champion looks so complicated, though. I will say that. I was like, this guy has so much stuff going on. Jeez, like I'm not one of those people
He's
who's like, what
delightfully
happened?
edgy.
What happened to point and click CC? Back in the day, we used to just click on people with Rise and they would just fall over. It was great. I'm like, no, I mean, yes, Dazzle was a great CC option for Taric in the bottom lane, but I do like the new dynamics that are coming out. But when you have 3 pages of stuff going on, maybe dial it back a little bit.
Well, dude, he's got to be. He can't. He's not truly fulfilling his edgy fantasy if he isn't also the most complicated, requiring all the most skill. I mean, he's got to replace Yasuo and Zed. That's a tall order to fill.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you gotta. It's funny because he's kind of an amalgamation of both Yasuo and Zed when you think about it. It's like they're like, all right, we got 2 edgelords here. How do we make the best edgelord of all time? Well, let's add a little Aatrox dust in there, and then stir up some Yasuo with Zed. Okay, good, we've done it. He can shadow walk through walls, and he can really, he's got a big blade. There we go.
He's got a demon deep inside of him.
Yeah,
he must constantly fight.
He's got to fight against his own blade as well as the enemy. Oh my god.
We already know that he's related to Aatrox and Zed in the lore, so all that has to happen now is the Yasuo relation to come through in canon. And now we're getting into the game. Nice and quick, no pauses, unlike last time, no drafts remade. This is the first time I have ever cast a game where there was not a remake of the draft, and it feels good.
Yeah, where the game just starts. It's just like, wow, there was no placeholders. You guys actually like coordinated, some champions selected. You don't have to remake. That's awesome. 10 people working together as one.
Bugs. I like it. Yeah. What a good time.
No client bugs, no internet problems.
And right off the bat, Quantum Lightning taking a cull.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel because like it's not like Ashe doesn't do damage in the lane. There's good poke that occurs. So I don't know how I feel about having no lane pressure because you just want to get some extra gold at 100 farm. I mean, if you make it to 100 farm with that cull, it feels great, but you gotta.
But what do you give up to get there?
Yeah, you gotta dodge some serious volleys here.
Yeah, I am really surprised that he opted for that over the Doran shield purchase, which for a champion like Vayne, when you're just trying to push through the laning phase, it's the perfect item.
Yeah, I
would not opting for it.
I would even consider
neither of the top laners opting for it either.
Yeah, I would even opt for a longsword 3-pot start on this Vayne just because she's so reliant on getting that early game lifesteal into the Blade of the Road King as soon as possible, and with the amount of poke that she's going to be suffering, I'd expect that you want to have that self-healing option because Karma's not really offering anything for you unless Rita Rabbit has some exquisite shield timings. It's going to be hard to stand next to this Ashe across the minion wave.
Rita Rabbit, as we were talking about last game, he does have an aggressive playstyle, or as we were saying going into last game, he does have an aggressive playstyle. But once last game came around, he was doing a magnificent job of protecting his team. Now, granted, you can only put out so many fires, but he had some nice saves, and maybe he can use that to get those great shield timings on Karma. And mid lane, very aggressive trades right off the hop early on.
Yeah, and look at how comfortable PDD is on this Orianna, continually weaving in the Clockwork Wind-Up auto attacks, and that's where a lot of these trade victories are coming through. The extra damage from that mastery coming through very early on in each one.
And you're coming in, flash flag drag, PDD, he's going on to All Snow, gets the first blood in a gank.
2v1 able to dodge out of that one super easily there. PDD showing us stuff this game. He's like, we won last game, I'm just going to bring it home this game with an early game kill, no problem.
Yeah, didn't feel good about having such a silent presence in the game last time, but this game, he says, no, it's my turn to carry. Putting on a show within the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, I also like that move by Astrus. He says, oh look, the mid laner of the enemy team has been killed. I guess I'll just step in and take the most valuable camp in the enemy team's jungle, and then just takes away those raptors immediately and steps away. So these looking to be very strong in the head-to-head against Vayner as well.
Yeah, and right off the hop, no warming process like there was last game for this roster of chicken nuggets. Mystical Rogue dodging out, doesn't want the trade there. But all the lanes seem to be firing pretty nicely, taking out their opposition.
Yep, good wave control as well from Penguin up in the top lane. Already sitting 12 minions up, but there is a decently sized minion wave for Mystical Rogue there. Bottom lane looks like we might have some aggression though.
Aggression, Mimioki, he gets hit, flashes out Quantum Lightning, he gets the stun. Now Venere's coming in, knock up, into a quick kill onto Quantum Lightning. One kill onto the Vayne, a powerful thing. Now some trading going in on the top lane. Mystical Rogue gonna get away with a sliver of health, but Penguin, is he gonna look to finish it off with an accelerated shock blast? Not gonna find it, just going to continue his massive CS lead.
Yeah, so far, looks like Chicken Nuggets has some good grasp on their laning phase. They do give up that death in the bottom lane on their support. Mimikyu just caught out a little bit farther, and that's something that I'd expect Vanier to continually return to. The flash has already been burned down on Mimikyu, which means that now TSM Loose Cannon cannot fire nearly as many of those volleys because he'll be at risk of pushing the wave up, and by doing that, you end up in a situation where you set up more and more ganks for this J4. So if Vanier wants to have a good impact on this game, I'd look to see him putting a lot of pressure down here for Rita Rabbit and Quantum Lightning to play around.
Yeah, especially with the Vayne already starting the snowball off, that's huge for the Savage Desperados. And we need to see how Quantum Lightning is able to carry that through the rest of the game. But nonetheless, Chicken Nuggets still holding significant CS leads in all of their lanes. Now there's Vanier, he's got more aggression in store. Going on to Penguin, gets the slow, Flag and Drag connects, a great knockback from Penguin into a flash, dodging the boomerang to escape that gank.
Yeah, my replay actually ended up a little bit behind there, but either way, well played by Penguin, making sure that he's able to get himself out of that sticky situation. Vanier actually he's got to be careful here because he's doing a lot of ganking. But
ulti out from PDD onto Allsnow, knockback comes through, 2 more auto attacks, or 1 and a Q, finishes the deal, solo kill over to PDD.
Yeah, PDD once again showing just how comfortable he is on this Orianna pick, and because of the amount of shielding that he can do for himself, he really is safe against the All-Snow burst damage. And look at the amount of minions that are about to die to this turret. Vanier is going to be able to catch up a little bit in the head-to-head matchup in the jungle because of this, but it's at the detriment of his mid laner. All-Snow is so far behind in this lane, sitting half the farm down of PDD and 2 kills. It's going to be a real rough match for the Syndra.
Yeah, and that's just... But that is kind of a testament to how well the game is going for Olaf. He is ridiculously ahead. While Vanier has been doing a decent job of applying pressure across the map, while not finding 100% success across the board, he is, the entire time, Astrus has just been farming and farming, trying to hit that level 6 spike on Olaf to start getting some ganks off.
Yeah, not only that, but with the amount of pressure he is able to give up and kind of use for farming, the early personal gold that he's giving himself means that he can start to play around these neutral objectives solo a little bit more and maybe try to sneak a mountain dragon or something, but mid lane gank potential.
Now some aggression going onto Allsnow. Allsnow burns his flash. Astrus just throwing axe after axe, gets stunned up by the knockback. Accelerated shock blast comes through, is not enough to finish Allsnow, and he will limp away, barely coming out of that alive.
Yeah, finally getting to use that ghost before he ends up getting bursted down there. A lot of good sidestepping of those undertows from Olaf. Had one of those connected, he definitely would have been dead a long time ago. So Allsnow putting on the blue suede shoes to make himself stay alive in that situation.
But missing another wave of CS to the turret. That is a ridiculous lead that PDD is building for himself.
Yeah, level 7 to level 5. Huge gold advantage here, sitting 1,300 gold up over Allsnow. Allsnow almost down half the gold total of IGPDD. And with the stats added into that, it is so difficult for him to come back in this matchup. I'm not quite sure what he's going to do here.
Yeah, just a really rough spot to be in, and Astrus just living inside Vanier's jungle now, making it even more difficult for Allsnow, who's now sitting 3 levels behind PDD. Oh boy. Trades coming in from Penguin. Misses the accelerated shock blast and is content with how that all salutes. But now Vanier, he's coming in for some aggression onto PDD. But Astrus is there for a counter game. 2-man shockwave to take out Allsnow. But now PDD's low, isn't able to get away. Can Astrus clean it up? Flash comes through, undertow over the wall, able to take him out.
Yeah,
Great shot from Astrus.
Yeah, that was a clean shot from him over the wall to clean up that second kill there. I liked the aggression of PDD as well. He said, all right, I know you're going to lock me up here, and the only thing that you can really do is try to get Allsnow to throw down the Syndra ultimate for the kill. I'm just going to flash on to both of you, get the two-man ultimate, and try to take out Allsnow before he can press that R button. Gets the kill and almost gets away with his life there. Had Vanier not had that smite available, he would have been able to walk out thanks to Astrus showing up in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, for sure, and more domination coming through, although the bot lane for Savage Desperados has started to go in their favor, especially when you account for the scaling, and the lane dominance that Soraka and Ashe should bring over Karma Vayne.
Yeah, one gold for each one of these additional minions. Not a big deal until you hit that 100 minion mark, but Vayne is getting there nice and easy. One kill up, so there's almost no world where I expected this to actually occur here. I thought there would be a lot more pressure, but when you think about it a little bit deeper, there's not a lot of CC available for Loose Cannon and Mimikyu past or pre-level 6, so you actually have a situation where Quantum Lightning is fairly able, as long as he's playing around the volleys fairly well, he's able to farm up nicely and get a lot of stability in this lane. Now, it would have been a different story if Loose Cannon and Mimikyu had gone back to base earlier and just picked up a BF sword for this. Ashe of the Volleys actually did damage, but right now, since he's only sitting on his Doran's Blade, it's no pressure for Quantum Lightning, and he's able to last hit just fine.
Yeah, and not what you want to see out of that bot lane. That Vayne being the only thing that Savage Desperados still has left to cling to in their favor. Now some more trading. Mystical Rogue, he's getting some hits. Content to take that, transform into Mega Gnar, and continue on with his CSing. Rocking a 30 CS deficit to Penguin, though.
Yeah, and a large portion of that is because when you think about it, this Kindle Gem doesn't really do much for him here. It doesn't give him any mitigation. It kind of is just an additional buffer for him to take more damage from Jace, whereas when you have the higher damage output to compensate for that additional health, Jace is going to win these trades 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, just keeping with, showing of what should be that the best defense is a great offense kind of thing. But,
yeah, especially for a Jace.
And while you can debate that as its core philosophy, it's certainly true when the defensive alternative is so insignificant.
Yep. Top lane gank potential, though. Looks like Vanier ends up not going in here. I think he just doesn't think that Mystical Rogue has any damage available.
Changed his mind, though. Flag and Drag comes through, barely misses. Knockback out of Penguin. Now there's stuff going on bot lane. Penguin is able to get a kill onto Mystical Rogue in the 2v1, while Astrus is killing Quantum Lightning with PDD. Allsnow kills off Astrus with the Syndra ult, looking to get revenge onto PDD for the ridiculous laning phase. Flash comes through, auto attack. PDD lives, thanks to the flash heal from Mimikyu.
Yeah, not only that, but a beautiful sidestep on the Scatter the Weak as well. Allsnow would have had that kill had that stun made contact there, but PDD just predicts it completely and steps directly out of the way to dodge that additional damage and ends up netting himself an additional kill.
Yeah, and that's just huge for Chicken Nuggets. A big lead turns into a huge one. At the 12th minute mark, they are sitting with a 4k gold lead. Penguin is able to easily squeeze one kill out of a 2 versus 1 gank, while the rest of his team dives bot lane and picks up 3 more.
Very true there, and now with the amount of dominance that's available across the board here for the Chicken Nuggets, they've got a great situation for picking up this dragon. There's no one who can really handle Jace up in the top lane. He's finished off Ghostblade and an additional BF sword, so even if an AD carry steps up to him, or even a duo, he's just going to one-shot one of the two and then just continue on with the fight. So he can continue to play split push here if he wants to, or he can look to poke these guys off these neutral objectives or turrets. So a lot of options available here for the Chicken Nuggets with this composition and lead.
Yeah, for sure. And now I'm just going to try and pull attention to Vayne's build and notice that she's going away from Bork. What is that going to mean for the team? What is the statement being made here? And how will the game play out because of it?
Well, this is rough because Vayne now has to put herself in a situation where basically Vayner has to burn the ultimate on Olaf every single team fight, or Olaf's just going to run Vayne down and kill her straight away. There's not enough healing, there's not enough shields to keep this Vayne alive in that 1v1 or 2v1 scenario. So Vayne is looking for the late game tumble crit build with an IE static Shiv, but she's so far away from finishing that up that it's going to be a long time before that comes alive and starts to come to fruition. Part of that reasoning being that she's gone to finish off the Berserker Greaves before either of the crit items, so no static Shiv availability. Probably would have wanted to pick that one up with the BF sword before even getting the boots. But if they can make it to that point, Vayne is super strong in that position. So we'll see how the game plays out. But right now, if you want to have a Vayne in your team fight whatsoever, Cataclysm has to be dropped on Astralis.
Yeah, and it's really hard to cultivate that perfect situation for the Jarvan to be able to knock the Olaf out of that simply without trapping any of his teammates in an awkward position, getting things you don't want. PDD showing what he can do, and Chicken Nuggets taking every objective on the board. Rift Herald's being released onto the top lane. All Snow's moving up there. Now Loose Cannon and then PDD able to quickly finish off Quantum Lightning. Some aggression onto the top lane. All Snow going on to Penguin, who bursts her down in a heartbeat. And he get away. Narstun comes through. Is able to smash that fist into the ground to finish it off.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. In the 2v1 scenario, if you do not have any armor or health ready to go, which most of the lineup of the Savage Desperados does not, he's just going to pop you immediately. So you gotta be careful on how you play around this Jace.
Yeah, and having all that, once again, Penguin absorbing all this pressure means that PDD can have a tower dive on the bot lane, and they get another tower out of it, and we'll snowball that into a tower mid lane. And now they're just going to be seeping in to Savage Desperados jungle and clearing out some vision, collecting what they can, looking for a nice reset.
Yeah, I don't know what's changed about Chicken Nuggets here, but these guys are a completely different team. Their rotations are so quick. It's the 15-minute mark, and they've got a 9k gold lead with 6 turrets down. These guys are doing an exquisite job of just controlling the vision properly, really reacting to the enemy's playstyle, and setting up these clean opportunities for themselves. A lot of Ashe players will not fire that enchanted crystal arrow on that Vayne there underneath the turret just because the turret exists, but TSM Loose Cannon says, hey, I've got a team that's ready to roll here with the damage. Let's just kill them straight away and then start taking away these structures.
Yeah, not even afraid of the tumble from Quantum Lightning. And dominance rages across the board. Even Loose Cannon now picking up a call of his own. Anything you can do, I can do better. Penguin trying to get a 1v3 outplay, almost able to finish off Mystical Rogue. The kiting will save him. 5 men top to take out Penguin. And Mystical Rogue still is just limping out of it.
My goodness, the amount of damage that's coming out of this Orianna is ridiculous.
And Channel Persevera landing on Mystical Rogue for BM, and oh my god! Okay.
Press F to pay respects, boys. Quantum Lightning has been wiped off the face of the earth.
All of the hope that was invested into this Vayne is quickly dwindling away when you realize what the Orianna can do to it at a drop of a hat. And now a quick siege coming through from Chicken Nuggets. Astralis goes in with the Olaf ult. Those slows aren't going to work on him. He's going to smash the All Snow into the ground and continue to take more objectives.
Yeah, mid lane turret goes down nice and easy. IG PDD just tanking that one up nice and quick. Like I was saying before, did this team get a coach or something? Because there's no reason that these guys should lose games in this league if they're playing this well. They are playing an exquisite an exquisite match here, and really taking advantage of all of the opportunities they've been given in this head-to-head matchup here. So I don't know, man. These are looking like a top contender for a top spot in the entire league right now.
Already at the 17-minute mark, able to break through the baseline of Savage Desperados, who had their moments in the split beforehand. They didn't look like a bottom team necessarily, and just getting rolled so far in this game, and the first one by Chicken Nuggets. The turnaround is insane, and it'll be very interesting to see how this team performs through the rest of the season.
Yeah, I want to see how these guys face up against a lot of their matchups. I haven't had a favorite Elder team so far, but with a team that plays this clean, are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to become a fan. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on how they do the rest of the season here. But as far as this game goes, you telling me that these guys have a Jace and a team-wide 10k gold lead at 18 minutes? The game's done. This game to me it's over. Like mid lane inhibitors down. They have to do some crazy shenanigans in order to lose this one.
I was waiting to comment on what the gold would be at 20 and try and compare that to other games in the split, but with the way Chicken Nuggets are accelerating this game might not last that long.
Yeah, we might be seeing like a 1930 finish here, depending on how things go from this push. But they're trying to hold
to get
up.
a stun onto Mimikyu, but is just wiped off the face of the earth by Penguin.
That last hit.
Much more to be said by that. If Jace E is doing a third of your tank's health, then you're in a bit of a sticky spot.
Yeah, it's a hard life. Oh no. Oh, Jesus. Oh no.
Oh my. Oh, and Bender, he's getting some damage onto PDD. PDD still manages to make it out alive with the Soraka healing. Asterisk getting aggro onto Reader Rabbit. Quick TP from Penguin. 19 minutes and 40 seconds into the game that they are looking to close it out.
Yeah, and these guys, you could tell, they're like, let's close this before the 20-minute mark. A couple of them. Oh, no.
And it was an execute as well. Holy moly. Utter dominance out of Chicken Nuggets in Game 2. Wiping the series. And raising a lot of questions for what the rest of the split will look like.
I didn't see it until now. Thanks for pointing it out in the chat. Penguin in the top lane at the end of the game there with a Magi Soul Stealer on Chase. Oh no, you hate to see it, folks. That was the fastest series I've casted. Like that, it occurred. Game 2 had no delays to get the game started, and then the game ended immediately.
19 minutes and 59 seconds being the final timer on the clock there. Wow.
That?
Okay, have you ever seen one of those keyboards that's like a joking Karthus keyboard where every key is just R?
Yeah.
I need one of those, but with F.
Yeah, exactly.
For just the unfortunate situation that Savage Desperados just had to endure. What a tragedy.
Alright, everyone, turn your attention towards these damage charts and do whatever math you want to. I don't care what you add together. The Orianna and Jace in this game put out so much damage. It just doesn't matter. It was basically, I want to say it was 2v5, but that's not at all the scenario. It was like the other people on the team were like, all right, here's what you need to make this damage occur, and they casually hand it to them, and they're like, great, I know exactly what to do with this. I'm just gonna throw down all the damage I have the ability to do, and they just throw out so much damage here. Jesus Christ. Orianna did more damage than Gnar, J4, and Syndra all added together. That's how much damage that is.
Yeah, PDD was not happy with the silence he had to keep through in his first game, and says, "Hang on, I wanna pop off. Wait, we're being streamed? There's people watching this? Oh hell yeah!"
Exactly. Let me show you something new here. Flash in, double Orion ultimate on the ganking J4 and Syndra, still nets a kill, no problem.
Yeah, PDD just showing off. Penguin looking phenomenal as well. Asterisk and Loose Cannon doing what they need to be doing. And Mimikyu smashing W on Soraka. Nets them. That could very well end up being the quickest game of the season.
Yeah, that's just it's very likely. I don't know what's going on the Ascension eSports first stream. They might be in game 1 still. We don't know what kind of delays occurred or how long it took them to get started. They could very well be in game 1. It took us no time to get through this series whatsoever, but I don't know what else to say, man. Like, what can I analyze? Like, PDD and Penguin just smashed it completely.
This was how they performed against a team that was 1-1.
Yeah.
What does this mean for the teams that have yet to grab a win when they go up against this team? That's going to be quite the series to see.
Oh my goodness, dude. I want to keep track of this team. I wish that I could stream whatever team I wanted to every single week. I would happily stream Chicken Nuggets every single week, because it is. From what I heard last week, they did not have a good week. Like, it was a hard life for them. But today, it's like, how could that possibly occur? I don't understand how they could lose a game. They are just so clean.
Yeah, it was really ridiculous to see there. Although, looking at the roster, IGPDD was an E-sub for Chicken Nuggets, and he looked fantastic that whole game. So, and it's also good to wonder, how much of an impact on their comms does he have? Will they look different without him, or is one of their other players one of their main shot callers? Astros as well, being a jungle sub, with O Canada, happy Canada Day by the way, being their starting jungler. So while this was exciting to see, may be wise to temper our expectations, given that two of the people who looked great this series won't be there in the future, most likely.
Yeah, actually, the coach was in the chat before for Chicken Nuggets. Coach, are these permanent additions to your roster, or are these temporary E-subs? Because if these are permanent additions, man, you picked up some pretty clean players here.
And why you gotta make me load up our chat like this?
I don't know.
Man, my keyboard's so loud.
I got like 18 different windows open when I stream. It's so cute.
Oh, yeah, I caught a split second of my keyboard there. I am so sorry, chat. That can't have been fun to listen to.
That's all good.
Hey, is this Evil Eyes who's the coach here?
Yeah. He says, as of now, we're trying to decide if this is our main roster. You know what? Looks good to me. I'd wrap it up and say ship it. Let's do it. But that's once again coming from a dude who just loves to watch people go crazy in League of Legends, and PDD and Penguin definitely know how to get insane.
And Revel Frost pointing out in the chat that Astros has Olaf out-CS'd Syndra and Gnar in that last game.
Dude, Olaf got some insane clear, man. Especially with the buffs to Cinderhulk, like you can get some farm on. Not only that, but there was a lot of good invading to do. Let's just say that, with all snow, seeing a lot of gray screen. Those chicken camps were definitely yours.
Yeah, and I don't know how much else we can say about this game. That was really it was really upsetting to watch.
Yeah, but that being said, I mean, I guess that's it for us here, man.
Yeah, thank you very much for those who have been watching so far. I hope that you enjoyed this really awesome series. It was a pleasure casting it.
Yeah, always a fun time to cast these games, dude.
Absolutely. Catch you guys on the flip side. Tune in again. We're here with Ascension eSports, Elder League Season 3.